And welcome back to the start of the fourth season of the California only challenge that we're doing here on Madden Franchise Mode, where we've drafted a team only containing players of California schools. The kind of even harder part, we had to draft all available players from a certain school first. We did Stanford, as they are my favorite team, and then filled out the rest of the roster from other schools from California. We've drafted players from only California schools, signed free agents from only California schools. So, we're in our fourth season. We just came off of what was our worst season in terms of our overall wins and losses. We went 1-16, which is I'll say by far the worst. I think the first season we went, I think we won 4 games, and then the next season we won 5.5. Then we went 1-16. Now there were 9 games that we were within one possession of tying or winning that game. So our record could have been drastically different. We just went through the entire offseason, and as you can tell, we're in the NFL rosters screen right now, and that's because we weren't able to address one of the major needs that we really needed to this offseason, which is part of our offensive line. Our 2 guards, Andres Pete and David DeCastro, are in their regression. So that means we need to address at least one of those positions. And I think Andres Pete is the weaker link there. He's, I think, 30 years old. He has been regressing. I want to say he's in the lower 70s overall at this point, might even be a 70. And while running through the left guards, I see Vera Tucker from USC plays for the Packers. And then if we go down just a little bit more, there is Bobby Parks, who we wanted to draft in not this last draft that we just did, but the one before that. But we just weren't able to pick him up. He was drafted to the Packers. So they have 2 guards at the same position that are 80 plus overall. And I think we need to make a trade here. So let's toss in a 3 and see if that gets us a little bit closer, and it surely does. We have a new guard. We traded away Andres Pete and a 3rd-round draft pick to bring in Vera Tucker, who is going to come in as our highest overall offensive lineman. Now, the other trade that I wanted to make is for Adoree Jackson. He's the highest overall California school corner, and he is very well balanced, has speed, agility, he can catch. He has strip ball, high motor, so he's definitely someone that we would want to bring in, and he would, again, be our highest overall at that point. So if we jump in here for the trade, this would be with the Jets. And the Jets, I believe, I'm pretty sure they just won the Super Bowl, because I remember I wanted to pick them. It was Jets versus Eagles, and I wanted Jets to get the victory. But their 4th spot is tight end. We have 4 tight ends. Ertz, 33 years old. I love Ertz, but he doesn't start for us. He's not on the field a whole lot. And when we put him in here, again, just shows red flag. But that's almost a just trade for player there. So we don't have to offer a whole lot to get what would be our highest overall corner. So I'm going to toss in, I'm going to say our last 6 and 7. And I feel like that should be enough. And it is. So we now have 2 new players, a star on our offensive line, and a star in our secondary. And with us always going from week 1 through week 4 in the first episode of the season, I'm going to go ahead and sim through the preseason. We'll get to that final preseason week where we'll make the final roster adjustments, take a look at the stats, and then get on into week 1 where we can see what the actual last draft has in for us, if we can get another offensive lineman, or what all is available for us. So we'll get through that and then get to that important step. And now into the final week of preseason. Take a quick look. We actually were able to string together a couple wins here in the preseason, beating the Cowboys 28-10 and then edging by the Seahawks 27-25. We did get beat by the Eagles in the final week 17-28, so not extremely close there, 11-point loss, but definitely showing some progress. And during the preseason, we had some good news and a little bit of some bad news. And both of those contain 1 player as well. So Carrington, our rookie middle linebacker, he was a camp standout for us. He actually ended up getting a +4 to his zone coverage. Bobby Okereke was helping mentor him, and he was putting it together on the field, so he received a really nice boost there. Wallace, the left end, also rookie, He also received a boost being another camp standout. He received a +3 to his power moves and finesse moves. But then in the last week versus the Eagles, Carrington got hurt. Luckily, not too bad. It was only a 2-week injury, so he'll miss week 1, but will be back in time for week 2. So good news that it's not a long-term injury, but would have liked to have him for week 1. And then looking at the complete stats, Dontrell Northrup goes 4 touchdowns, one interception, and he averaged 78% completion percentage throughout the preseason. Mills, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 53% completion. He's the backup for sure. In terms of sack-wise, Mills sacked 4 times, Northrup sacked 3 times, so even the linemen like Northrup better. In rushing, Felton ended up averaging 4.4 yards a carry, obviously greatly influenced by the last game where he averaged 20 yards a carry. And then Penny averaged 3, which isn't very good, but he at least had 3 touchdowns, all of which were in the first game. So backup running backs, nothing too spectacular, but you don't really need that when you have Christian McCaffrey. Receiving-wise, Simi Fehoko led the team here, 13 catches, 212 yards, and a touchdown. Junior Generals in his limited time got 12 catches, 164 yards, and a touchdown. Rashard Penny actually did pretty well in the air, so at least our backup can do what Christian McCaffrey can do, just not as good as he could do it. 71 yards for Devin, no touchdowns. Parkinson gets 1 touchdown, 66 yards, so we'll give the edge to him, and he'll stay at that number 2 tight end spot. Felton, actually, these next 2 guys, 4 catches, 64 yards. Keyshawn Johnson, though, tacks on a touchdown to that. And then Will Callaway really only got a little bit of playing time out there. JJ, a little bit of playing time, 3 catches, 22 yards. And then Jelani Rucker, way down here, looking like he'll be the number 3 slot guy with Keyshawn Johnson getting the 2 spot there. Schultz didn't have a lot of play time, 2 catches, 17 yards. And Will Tobias, I wish was out there a bit more. He only was out there for 3 downs, unfortunately. 1 catch, 11 yards. As for our offensive line here, Andre James gave up 2, Walker Little 1, Brian 1, Herbig 1, Theo Hayes 1, and Lacey 1. But Vera Tucker did not give up a sack, neither did DeCastro. So our guards playing really well. We could just use some bit of improvement from our tackles and center. Bobby Okereke led us in tackles, no surprise there, with Harrison Phillips leading us in tackles for loss with 3, 2 for Wallace, 2 for Coleman, and then 1 for Shepard, Adoree Jackson, Reed, McKinley, and Tufele. Sacks, we were led by Spencer Wallace with the 2, Carrington had 1, and then Nathan Gregory had 1. So the backup D-line really didn't get a whole lot of sacks. I'm hoping they at least got some pressures. Interceptions only had 1 by Fabian Moreau, and then we had 1 forced fumble by Bobby Okereke. And then extra points, 9 for 9, 3 for 4 on field goals. Of course, the 1 miss was a block. So really good there for our kicker. And at the same time, he was averaging about 50 yards a punt. So Jake Bailey, still MVP caliber player for us, and he probably should get a captain's badge. In terms of kick returns, not a whole lot to talk about here. Rucker will continue to be the guy there. He averaged about 30 yards on kick returns and then averaged 6 on punt returns. Penny actually had 9. We'll still have Rucker do it. But that is it. Time to jump over to the regular season, take a quick look at the next draft class, and then it's time to actually see some action. And before we can do that, I completely forgot. We actually have 22 players that we need to decide where they're going. Unfortunately for Feldman, I don't think he'll actually be sticking around. I think we're going to end up cutting Feldman. He was a fun guy to throw on the field, quarterback wearing number 23. But we have a new backup for the practice squad in Carter Duckworth, who same age, little higher overall, and he just has a better spread of accuracies. So we will be cutting Feldman because, again, we have 22 players that we need to make decisions on. And then Duckworth we will be sending to the practice squad. At running back, we really do not need all of these guys. And in fact, I think the only one I'm going to keep and move to the practice squad is going to be Ruben Kelly, as he actually has some break tackle ability while maintaining speed and acceleration. So Perry Wooten, sorry, bud, you're going to be cut. And then Tim Shields, another player that will be cut. And then Kelly, we will send to the practice squad. At fullback, Kevin Hanna will be going back to the practice squad. That's where he was last year. He was an undrafted rookie tight end that has no speed, so we moved him to fullback. Now at receiver, we have quite a few guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We definitely don't need more than 7. So I think we're going to end up cutting both of these guys as they're low 60s, 23 and 24. They're never going to see the roster, especially with the guys that we already have, so they will be cut. And then we are good at tight end. On the offensive line, Daryl Short will be headed to the practice squad, leaving us 2 tackles, or left tackles. Ellison will be going to the practice squad, leaving us just Vera Tucker. At center, we just have the 2. At right guard, we do not need 3. Ruiz will be headed to the practice squad for a second year. And then I'm going to cut Pollard here. We do not need multiple low overall tackles on the practice squad. Evan Lacey will send there for now. He could be a cut candidate if we need to send some other guys. Still need to make a decision on 9 more. Molds we will send to the practice squad. He doesn't have a spot in the rotation. It's primarily taken up. Even Mariner really doesn't have a easy way to get out onto the field. At DT, we have several guys that we could go ahead and move, really just move on from in general. I think we're going to go ahead and cut Ty Gore. He just does not have any sort of power rush move or block shedding. And then Philip Chambers, at least that block shedding is almost to a 70. He will head to the practice squad. At linebacker, Aries Bradley will again be headed to the practice squad. And then we'll keep these 3 for now. Middle linebackers, we have Craig, who will be headed to the practice squad. Also, we have the rookie who's injured, so he's not showing up on this screen. And then we will be cutting Mitch Simpson. We do not need him, as there is Mark Goodson, who is a higher overall. So he'll be headed to the practice squad, and we'll have Shepard and Green. At corner, there are quite a few guys here. Neither our practice squad is full or no one at the corner spots are available to head to the practice squad. And it does look like our practice squad is full. So we still have to make some moves here. 2 players need to go. So Will Macy, I don't see him getting onto the field. So we will be cutting him. And then in terms of a last and final guy, how many corners do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. We really don't need 7. Possible we could trade some of these guys later to get some better draft picks for whatever our draft class ends up looking like. What else could we do here? Dante Reese, I think, will be the final one that we cut. He's just a 61 overall. Really doesn't have much in terms of stats. So unfortunately, he will be cut. And that is the last roster adjustment. We are now down to the 53. And now we could jump on over to the regular season. Now taking a look at the last and final draft class that we have available to us. And honestly, not a whole lot happening on offense, but I did find something that made this a lot easier to go through at a much quicker rate. So if you are going to do this for a type of challenge at home by yourself here, or even if you do it on YouTube or anything like that, go over to the left trigger here and go over to West, like if you're doing California here, and it'll just bring up the players from the West. I've been going through the entire all regions and then finding everyone. So much easier with the West, but we'll go through real quick, show you the available guys on our board here. So no quarterbacks, which is fine. Actually, I could have sworn that there was one person. No, I guess there wasn't. Maybe I was remembering a different position. No quarterbacks, which is fine. Hopefully we won't need that. Here's a day 3 running back, but again, don't really need running backs. No fullbacks, no real receivers, no real tight ends. There were a couple day 3 left tackles, so nothing too great, and the offensive line really isn't looking too good, with the highest projected being Juan Spillman out of Cal. And if we take a quick look with him, he's 6'7", 313, 21 years old, and he is all right. Physicals, I mean, some good, some middle of the road. In terms of skills that we already know, he's not a run blocker. and he's injury prone. He's injury prone. So he doesn't look too good, unfortunately. So I don't think we're going to be finding ourselves an offensive lineman for the final year. There is Henry Hunter, around 1 to 2 left end. I really don't think we need any more ends at this point. He's 6'2", 263, 21 years old. Could possibly be moved out to a right outside linebacker with some decent speed. Actually, really good speed, strength, not too high, but good acceleration and agility. And then F, block shedding, and C, play rec, not too good there. So he might be tanking a bit in actual real talent. At right end, nothing major. A day 3 defensive tackle. There is around 2 to 3 left outside linebacker here from Cal, and his name is Adam Harris, 6 foot, 240, 23 years old. Has pretty good strength, pretty good speed, jumping, change of direction, has a bit of acceleration as well. And with him, we know B hit power, B catching at this point. Not a whole lot to really indicate what kind of linebacker he is, but one of the higher over our projected guys. Then at middle linebacker, there is a top 5. Now, we do not need a middle linebacker, I believe. Harvey Springs is 6 foot, 244, 21 years old, out of UCLA. Doesn't have much strength, a little bit of speed, but he's quick and agile. And his skills, A, awareness, really good, B, power moves. So he's smart, but not sure about most of the linebacker skills, really. There's also around 3 to 4. Again, I don't think we need a middle linebacker, but it's what's available. No real other right outside linebackers projected undrafted. No corners, no safety, or free safety. There is Calvin McLean, who is around 2 to 3. He's 6'2", 208, 21 years old, out of San Diego State. Physicals, he has some strength, has some speed, can jump, pretty quick, agile. And then skills at this point, he does not have much play recognition or man coverage. I'm assuming probably going to be more of a box safety at this point, just from those few ratings, which we don't necessarily need. But he could be a backup for Hufanga for the last year. But yeah, no real top-end talent really in this draft, which is fitting because I don't believe we have a first-round pick, and I'm not sure we even have a second-round pick either. So this last draft kind of just blah at this point. It's opening day this week and a fresh start for every team around the league, and you'll be facing the Falcons. What's the key to victory? I want our offense to dominate just because we haven't seen that yet. Ideally, we establish a rhythm on offense, dictate the flow of the game, and get a big enough lead to make their offense one-dimensional, which would be nice because if we could just tee up the quarterback for our rushers, that'd be fantastic. Obviously, every offense wants to be balanced. What's your main focus? We went heavy on the passing game this offseason, so I want to see that take off. It's a passing league. Whether you're leading or trailing, passing is the best option for yards and points, so being able to air it out is how we envision having the most success. Beat the Falcons, throw for 350-plus yards in our rookie quarterback's first game. Welcome into the first game of the 4th season, where we have a fairly new playbook after we switched halfway through last season. A few new players, including your new quarterback who's going to find Parkinson on the outside for a gain of about 4 on his first throw in the NFL, at least in terms of regular season. Second down, though, we'll switch it up, go out with a heavy set, 3 tight ends up top. Instead, we'll go for the stretch to the bottom, maybe get about a yard. And on 3rd and 5, we will come out 3 receivers, 2 up top, 1 to the bottom. We'll see what our new rookie receivers can do here today. Not going to go for him here, though. That's Simi Fehoko getting the first down completion down to the 41. And obviously our new quarterback has much more of a arm than we had with Mills, so hopefully we'll be able to unlock the medium and deep parts of the field. We're trying to get around our own lineman there. McCaffrey does a good job of staying on his feet, breaks one tackle, will get forward for a solid gain of 6 on first down. And of course we do have our new left guard in Vera Tucker, who's by far our highest overall offensive lineman. And there's going to be a sack. That was Jay Johnson III, came flying in the middle. We weren't able to pick him up. It'll be a major loss on second down, 3rd and 17 for the rookie quarterback here. And on 3rd and very long, we'll come out with a 2 running back set, including a fullback, 2 receivers up top, tight end at the bottom of the line. Looks like he's blocking, though. This one thrown just before the rush gets there. Bodden not able to hold on to it. And our first offensive drive will end in a punt on 4th and 17. Was looking promising, but that sack just completely ruined it. Really good punt here from Bailey. They catch it at about the 15, and we'll get forward to about the 22, 23-yard line as well. They'll start their first drive. And the Atlanta offense has a couple key guys to look out for. Hopkins at receiver and then Jonathan Taylor at running back. We saw what he was able to do against us in the Vikings franchise. Starting off really well here, fighting through a few guys, getting a gain of 6 on the first down carry. The goal of our defense is to stop the run here today, force them to just pass, and hopefully we can tee up some pass rush. There's a nice stop from Tresman Reed. We'll stop Jonathan Taylor after a gain of 2. We'll bring up a 3rd and 2, as it looks like we're staying out in a nickel set here. And they will be passing. And they're going to find a tight end, but not going to get the completion. A nice stop there. I believe that was Justin Reed. Will break that one up. Matthew Stafford, their quarterback at this point in his career, down to a 75 overall as they'll punt this one away. Rucker back to receive it, and we'll try to spin by someone, but get nowhere. We'll start on the 21. And there was definite promise on the first drive. It's that sack ended up taking us way too far away to the first down. We'll come out here on this first with an empty set, and we're just continuing to drop back. And there's going to be another sack all the way down to the 7. Looks like Fletcher Cox for the Falcons injured on that play. Definitely not how you want to start a drive losing 14 yards, especially when you don't have a quarterback that has a lot of wheels. McCaffrey luckily spins back inside to get a little bit past the line of scrimmage, but not much. 3rd and 23. Not what you want to give your rookie quarterback in his first game. 2 3rd and very longs, this time in the end zone. And that's going to be a safety. Not enough awareness to step up in the pocket. Receivers didn't get open quick enough. And it's going to be a sack. Safety, we're going to need to punt this one away. So far, the upgrade on the offensive line not looking to show too much at this point. Granted, they've definitely been bringing more than just 5. Our defense out there, though, they'll get a quick tackle on Hopkins, completed for a gain of 5. The first completion on the day for Matthew Stafford. As they'll come out in a heavy set, 2 tight ends at the bottom, and that's where they're going to run. Jonathan Taylor has plenty of open running room. We have to slow him down with, I believe that was Shepard? Can't remember who 35 is. Actually, that's one of our backup middle linebackers that is in due to our rookie middle linebacker being injured for this game. Should be back next week as Jonathan Taylor gets the first down with a run right down the middle. And we won't see too much of Shepard during normal downs, nickel downs, which is basically what most defenses have to run nowadays. Quick tackle there from Lowell on Jonathan Taylor, who got the pass for about 3 yards. But Shepard will play in the base 3-4, and then we'll rotate in pass rush in the nickel. As Shepard's going to go to the outside, or not Shepard, Stafford to the outside, and we'll find his guy Gesicki for a first down to the 38. Now they'll come out in an empty set, have 2 receivers and a tight end up top, and then it looks like a receiver, maybe 2, and Jonathan Taylor, who stays in to block, and they're going to go deep. And that's Hopkins for you. He'll sky up, he catches it. Luckily not falling into the end zone. We'll bring up first and goal from the 1. They'll come out in a goal line, 1 receiver spread out up top. That is Hopkins. They'll go with Jonathan Taylor down the middle, and we're not there quick enough. He'll get into the end zone. Falcons will go up 9-0 with this PAT if it's made here. And that ball is up, and that's good. Crowd cheers. They will go up 9-0 as we reach the end of the first quarter. And to start the second quarter, we will go out on offense starting at the 25, empty set. 2 receivers at the bottom, 3 to the top. Quick pass will find Schultz for a gain of about 5 if they give us the forward progress, which it looks like they do. Northrop 3 for 4 on the day, but unfortunately just taking heavy pressure to start. Been sacked several times, one of them in the end zone for the safety. So we'll come out here with a bit of a heavier set. Fake the handoff to McCaffrey. Quick pass, and we're going to go deep in double coverage intended for Junior Generals, who we're now playing on the opposite side of the field as where he has played in the past. Hopefully that'll get him some more deep targets, as that's going to be another sack. Just no blocking. That's Solomon Thomas, our former defensive end, who he traded to get Wallace. And he's making us pay so far in this game. And following about as good of a punt as you could get for being as deep as we were. Falcons offense back out there at the 45 as they'll be dropping back to pass across the middle. Going to find Hopkins again. Adebo is manning up on Hopkins. And so far, Hopkins has had the edge. Adebo just a step behind. And they'll come out here with a bunch to the top. A lone receiver at the bottom. Jonathan Taylor, of course, still in the backfield. They'll go for another pass here. They're going to find a wide open Gesicki, just playing a little bit too off on the coverage here. Matthew Stafford, 6 of 7 for 85 yards to start the day. This will come out here in a I form here. Going to go down the middle. Perfect blocking for them. Bobby Okereke gets the tackle, but down to the 22. And they'll stay out here in a under center form here. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. And they'll go down the middle again. Really good blocking. Hopefully that flag is going to be a holding, and we'll back them up. And indeed it will on Max Sharping. We'll take that for sure. We'll back them up to a 1st and 15 at the 27. Come out in a heavy set. They're going to go to the outside when we're there with Young. I can't remember what his first name is, but he'll get the at least half the tackle. Slowed him down. 2 tight ends up top, 2 receivers at the bottom. They will go for a pass, and they're going to go across the middle. Number 4 with the catch, right in between 2 of our defenders. And that'll be a solid gain there on the 2nd and long. 3rd and 6. Tight formation here for the Falcons, as they will drop back to pass. Matthew Stafford looking for someone, but there comes Tresman Reed, and we'll get our first sack. Loss of a good chunk, 4th and 17. Backed them down to the 29. Field goal unit coming out for the Falcons. And they'll be kicking from about the 36, so about a 46-yard field goal. And that one is up, looking true, and it is. We'll bring up their lead 12-0. We definitely need an offensive touchdown, or any touchdown, quickly. And our rookie quarterback Northrop will come out here hoping for a drive that doesn't end with a 3rd down and 85, as we're going to find Schultz here on 1st down. We've been able to move the ball, but then we immediately lose all the yardage with sacks. 2 sacks given up by our left tackle. Unfortunately, he's the highest overall and best pass blocker that we have for that side, so might need to look again at the market to see if we could find someone else. But going to find Junior Generals for our 1st down here. Bring us down to the 38, about 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. McCaffrey down the middle, gets slowed down by number 56. And there is the 2-minute warning. We'll have 2 minutes, 3 timeouts, and hopefully we'll end with 7 points. For our first play inside the 2-minute warning here, we're going to come out empty set. 4 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Chucking it across the middle, going to find Schultz again. He's definitely been one of the favorite targets of our quarterbacks, and he'll get down to the 33. One of the best, longest completions we've seen for quite a while. Now will come out 2 receivers to the top and bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield, going to go for the screen. Got that away just in time, but the corner is going to force McCaffrey back inside. Not going to get a huge gain. Gain of 5 as we're just over a minute remaining at the 28. We go for the check down here. McCaffrey gets the catch. Should be 3rd and short. And they do call 3rd and inches, and we call timeout. And on 3rd and short, we're going to come out here shotgun. Looks like 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top, or possibly 3 to the bottom. As we go for a pass down the middle, intercepted in the end zone, intended for Junior Generals. That's intercepted by Potter. And is going to end our most promising drive, the first career interception for Northrop. And unfortunately for us, Junior Generals just not able to get very good positioning on that play. And easy, or not really easy, but just a really good job from Potter to get positioning and get the pick. They'll go for Jonathan Taylor, who stretches for the first down, and they'll call their first timeout. They're looking for more points before half. And they'll come out here at the 31. Shotgun form, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Matthew Stafford goes for the quick pass, slant route. Hopkins down to about the 47, as they'll call their second timeout. Now with 1 timeout remaining, 36 seconds left before half. Stay out in that same formation, or similar formation. They're going to find another slant route completed to number 4. Matthew Stafford, 10 of 11, 132 yards. And this clock will continue to run about 15 seconds. 1 timeout still remaining for the Falcons. As here comes our rookie Wallace, and he's going to get the sack at about the 50-yard line, possibly 49. We'll kick them out of field goal range as they call their last and final timeout. With 11 seconds left, they'll come out here. 2 tight ends, 1 fullback, 1 receiver up top. And they'll run down the middle. Jonathan Taylor get forward for a little bit. Wallace will get the tackle, and we will head into halftime. We're able to get a nice sack there to keep any more points from going on the board for the Falcons, but we need to sort out our offense. And to start the second half, Falcons have the ball. They will start at the 27. They'll come out 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom, hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, who's going to try to spread to the outside. Adebo forces him back in and will get the tackle after a gain of 3. Change it up a little bit here. 2 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Again, staying in that shotgun formation. Quick pass, slant, caught. I believe that was to Gesicki. And Runyon injured on the play. He's on the ground, clutching somewhere in that shoulder region. And unfortunately for the Falcons, looks like he's headed to the locker room. Could be a couple-week injury, or at least will be out for the remainder of this game, which is unfortunate for early progress in the season for the Falcons. They come out here, though. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Next man up, as they say. Quick pass, Gesicki not able to hold on to it. Knocked out by, I believe that was Justin Reed. Indeed, it was. Will force a 4th down and a punt, hopefully. And indeed, they do punt, and the offense will take over at the 29, just shy of the 30. So we'll send our receiver in motion. That is the rookie receiver. As we drop back here, going for a pass right down the middle. Going to find our rookie receiver, his first catch in the NFL. And another injury for the Falcons. That's Felix. And yet again for the Falcons, another receiver heading into the locker room. Kind of puts a little damper on Callaway's first completion in the NFL, or first catch in the NFL. Northrop having a pretty decent game, just had that real bad pass in the end zone, but it was really just a good play from the corner in one-on-one. McCaffrey not starting off too hot either. 5 rushes, 19 yards. Definitely need to get better there. As we'll go with the hard count here. Go to a run to the outside with plenty of space. He has speed. Callaway not able to get the block, but the best run so far for McCaffrey definitely will help the average, bumping that up to now 6 yards, which was about 4 or 3 yards a carry. And on first down, now down to the 38, or kind of up to the 38 in a way. We'll go with another run down the middle. McCaffrey breaks 1 tackle, not able to get by the second, but still moving along pretty strongly here. Rashard Penny will come in to spell out McCaffrey as we bring in Parkinson. And we'll go with another run down the middle here. Penny just runs straight into number 90, but powers through for a gain of 5, bringing up 3rd and short as we go to shotgun here. Bunch to the bottom, lone receiver up top. We will pass the ball here right down the middle, completed to Schultz, one of our most reliable targets. Northrop 10 of 13 on the day, so average or completion percentage doing pretty good. We just need to get some touchdowns on the board. We'll come out here tight formation, 2 tight end. McCaffrey in the backfield. Northrop will drop back. Looks like we're going to go down the middle. Another completion. This time Junior General's getting a few more looks. And the new spot at receiver for him. Just shy of 100 yards on the day is Northrop. So we go empty set. Quick pass in the middle. Dove for it. Callaway not in, but down to the 1. Rookie trying to make a splash play in his first start. Or first game even. So we go down the middle. Not good enough blocking. We needed a lead blocker there for McCaffrey. We did not have it. We'll lose a couple yards there on the 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. Stay out in a strong formation here. 3 receivers, or three tight ends up top, and that's where we go. Schultz into the end zone. First passing touchdown for our rookie Northrop. Schultz, first touchdown of the year for our California-only squad. And following the kickoff, Falcons start at the 25 as they come out in a heavy set here. 1 tight end, 1 fullback, 2 receivers. Run down the middle, Jonathan Taylor. Tresman Reed there to get the stop. But after a solid gain from Jonathan Taylor, who's had 10 rushes, 48 yards, and a touchdown on the day. They're actually going to mark him just shy of the 1st down. Definitely looked like he had enough to me. We'll bring up 2nd and inches. They'll stay out in a similar formation. And once again, fullback. This time they fake the handoff. They're going to chuck the ball down the sideline. Completed Gesicki on the outside. And Tresman Reed down on the field for us. And in some slightly good news, he's not headed to the locker room. So he's on the bench right now. Should come back in the game later. In his place, Green will come in and help us out as he's just our primary rotation guy. Phillips gets a nice stop in the middle. Only a gain of 1. It was about at the original line of scrimmage. And now they'll come out spread here. 3 receivers up top. Gesicki at the bottom. Taylor in the backfield. They will be passing this one. They have Gesicki open, but they didn't pass it. Wallace in for his 2nd sack. That's 2 sacks in his starting debut in the NFL. So far, that trade well worth it. Solomon Thomas has 2 sacks in this game. Wallace matching him. You see, he just fights off the block, gets back there, gets the sack. His fellow draftee, Nathan Gregory, was also coming in on the other side. Or not really fellow draftee. Well, I guess they're all draftees at this point, but not in the same draft. I was thinking of Tresman Reed, who was unfortunately injured. Instead, Green, I believe, is out there in the rush DT. They're going to go to the outside. That one's picked off. Paulson Adebo. He caught it at the 40 or 35, and he's headed to the end zone. No one's going to catch him. Pick 6, Paulson Adebo. And that should give us the lead. Indeed it does, because I know math. 13-12. Extra point will make it 14-12. Our Chargers are up. And we're not even going for the extra point. Offense takes the field. We got a bunch to the bottom. Lone receiver up top. We're going for a field goal advantage. And there's the rookie receiver with the 2-point conversion. Not the touchdown that he was wanting on the last drive when he came up just shy. But 2 points, extremely important here, will put us up by a field goal. Defense made a huge play for us last drive. Can they go back-to-back here? So we come out in the base 3-4. They go for a pass to the outside, and we were just a step or 2 behind. Not quite able to get out there quick enough. But we do get the tackle pretty much immediately after the catch. 2nd and 5. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. They'll be passing again. Jonathan Taylor checked down and immediately tackled by number 37. I'm not even sure who wears 37. But quick tackle, I'll take it. As they'll go to the run to the outside. We have some guys there just not able to get to Jonathan Taylor. He'll get the 1st down and a couple extra yards. And we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter. We will head into the 4th, up 15-12. Hopefully we could hold on to it. Knock on wood. To start the 4th quarter here, they're going to come out 2 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. And they'll pass the ball. Jonathan Taylor, Justin Reed came flying down, will get the tackle. And I'm pretty sure 37 is Lewis Marshall. So I'm not sure why he was out there and what I'm pretty sure was the base defense for us, but a little confusing. Quick pass across the middle. Hopkins complete. Hufunga just a step too late to knock that one free. 1st down for the Falcons as they will make a change here. 1 receiver up top. I believe that's Gesicki. 3 receivers to the bottom. Taylor huffing and puffing in the backfield. And they'll go for another pass. Thought we were about to get Nathan Gregory around the edge, but he gets slowed down. They'll get the completion and then pretty quickly tackled. And now a bunch formation to the bottom. Lone receiver up top is Hopkins. And they have plenty of time. Wallace getting in, but not quite there quick enough, but will force the throwaway. And this is a huge down for us. 3rd and 5 at the 43. Too far away for them to kick a field goal, at least realistically speaking. And that one's broken up. Justin Reed and Nathan Gregory injured for us on that play. They don't give us an animation, and they're kicking about a 60-yard field goal. We'll need to check on the injuries. Hopefully nothing too serious. A missed field goal there is huge for us, but we might have lost one of our star edge rushers. And the offense will take over at midfield. We'll come out heavy set. 3 tight ends, single back, 1 receiver at the bottom. We'll stretch to the outside goes McCaffrey. Pretty decent block by Callaway on Potter will get us almost to the first down. And that is a torn labrum for Nathan Gregory. We know that was a 2-week injury for our rookie middle linebacker. So hopefully just a 2-week injury for him as well. And it's not letting me click on Shepard. So I guess we'll wait for the time to go through and then we'll jump back in. Unfortunately, looks like we're going to be missing a couple linemen at this point. But first down here, Christian McCaffrey definitely helps out. Need to be chewing that clock. Make the Falcons use their timeouts and continue to march downfield. And hopefully we could walk away with a victory week 1. Again, going to knock on some more wood. We'll come out here with a strong, actually a weak formation here. With Bodden spread to the weak side of the line. 2 receivers up top. We're going to go for a quick pass. Junior General's across the middle. He's going to fight forward. Another first down. We're down to the 20. And we're not running clock to this point. Feel like we should be. But we're going to come out. Looks like 2, 3 receivers to the bottom. Hand it off McCaffrey down the middle. Makes one guy miss. Tries to spin by a few more. But is brought down. 11 rushes, 63 yards. Not too bad for McCaffrey. Haven't seen him too much in the passing game. I believe we got 1 screen pass to him for about 5 yards earlier. We're going to bring in Felton on 2nd down, and he's going to get forward for the first down. Continue to march down, chew some clock, and hopefully get some more points on the board. We have Schultz lone to the bottom, 3 receivers up top. Felton in at running back. And that's where we go. Check down to about the 5. Safe play. I'm fine with that at this point. Northrop 15 of 18 on the day. 120 some odd yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Go McCaffrey down the middle, and he's going to get us down to about the 2-yard line. I believe this is 3rd and goal. Indeed it is. And on 3rd and goal, we'll go with a heavy I formation here. 2 tight ends, Bodden in the backfield as well as McCaffrey. 1 receiver to the bottom. McCaffrey down the middle, perfect blocking up front, and we're going to go in, putting us up 10 with about, 3-ish minutes remaining? 2.5 actually, even better. We will be going up 21-12, or up 21-12. PAT would make it 22. And let's see if this defense can put this game out here. Coming out with only, looks like 3 rushers. We do have our rookie in Shepard out there as one of the edge rushers. Wallace out there, Phillips out there. And they're going to find a wide open, just kidding. Justin Reed flies in, lays a hit on Hopkins. Ball pops free. Nice way of breaking that one up. As Falcons will make a change here. Going to flip formation from the looks of it. 3 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Fake the quick pass. Go back out to the outside. Gesicki breaks 1 tackle, gets out of bounds, but only gains maybe 1-2 yards. 3rd and 8, 2 minutes, 21 seconds left in the game. Falcons down at the 29 with also down 10 points. They go to the outside, and that one not able to turn up. Ford gets the catch, but not the first down. 4th and 2. And there is the 2-minute warning. We'll give the Falcons time to come up with a good play call here, as this is basically 4th and game. They're coming out in a goal line form here. Tresman Reed is back out on the field for us, so some good news there. They go to the outside, and we get the stuff. Adebo in the backfield, and one other guy did not see who it is. All we need to do now is run out the clock. I believe they have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. A first down would basically end this game for us, and we would walk away with a week 1 victory. McCaffrey gets the ball to the outside and gets sucked into the block. He had all the space on the outside, but Madden says run extremely close to the left or the right tackle. 2nd and 10. Falcons waste their first, not really waste, but use their first timeout. 2nd and 10. Another handoff, McCaffrey to the outside. Gonna scoop by one guy, get a gain of about 3-ish yards. 2nd timeout used for the Falcons. And on 3rd and 7 from the 31, we'll come out with a ace fullback eye, basically. McCaffrey down the middle, has plenty of running room, breaks one tackle. That's the first down. That's the game. We will be walking away week 1 with somewhat of a comeback victory. We were down 12 at half, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was 12-0. We come back and we will be winning this game 22-12. Your rookie quarterback getting his first victory. The first victory of this series to happen in week 1. Really, really nice progress. I doubt in previous seasons, with at least last year's team, we would have come back in this game. I feel like this team is definitely stepping up and might make something happen this year. Hopefully, we're going to cross our fingers, knock on wood. Christian McCaffrey runs to the outside. Don't know why they're not just kneeling out the clock, as they will go back to it here. 25 seconds remain. Should be the last play for us here, as Northrop will take the snap and take the knee, and we will walk out victorious. And perhaps we'll even take a field goal maybe at the end? Jake Bailey? Nah, we'll be nice. We'll take the 10-point victory, 22-12, week 1 victory against the Atlanta Falcons, against former edge rusher for us, Solomon Thomas, who got 2 sacks in the first half. I believe he even had the safety, but we come back. Wallace gets 2 sacks. Huge plays made around the board, really. And a great game from Northrop, who really bounced back from some early bumps in the road, you could say. And what a first game for us. Unfortunately, though, it does come with some bit of sour news, as Nathan Gregory did end up, like we saw, tearing his labrum and will be missing 4 weeks. That does include this week of the game we just watched. So he won't be back for the last game of this episode, but we'll be back for the first game of the next episode. Carrington will be back next week, or this next game. So we'll get one guy back. We're losing one. Luckily, we're able to pick up a few outside linebackers this offseason. So we won't have Nathan Gregory, but we will have the rookie who will get the start in the next game. Plus, we did have the camp standout thing happening here for Spencer Wallace. He needed to have 2+ sacks/tackles for loss, and he definitely got that. So he should be receiving a nice boost as well. And he's going to earn 10,000 experience points, which should give him an upgrade right away. And it looks like we didn't execute our plan like we wanted, but getting this one is what matters most. I feel like we did we didn't get 350 passing yards. But either way, we still had a really good game from Northrop in his start. The entire team earns 1,000 experience points. I will take it. Plus staff points as well. Sure. And now, let's see. We have Bucks and Texans week 2 and 3. I don't think we need to necessarily watch those, but what I do think we need to watch is the Kansas City game week 4. So let's sim to week 4. If there's anything that happens in between then and now, I'll show it. If not, let's jump into that Kansas City game and see if we could get our first ever victory against the Chiefs. But I guess before that, I should probably show you if we're able to get any more wins in week 2 and 3. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think we're going to be a legit team this year. Already have 2 wins on the season. In week 3, we get the second victory. We were close week 2. Now, we did get something great in week 2 that we'll talk about when we're going through the stats. But we already have doubled our win total from the previous season. And I don't think we've ever won even a single game in the first episode of a season. We've already won 2. We have the Chiefs to take on next, who are 3-0 at the top of our division right now. But let's jump into a little bit of these games and see how we did. So we'll take a look at the player stats. Just want to look at what we did. Northrop did not throw a touchdown or an interception in his second game, did throw for 232 yards, and he completed only 59% of his passes. So he took a step back in this game, and we still only lost by one possession. Rushing-wise, though, Christian McCaffrey took care of business. He had 3 rushing touchdowns on 19 carries for 69 yards, averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Felton got a carry for 6 yards. Northrop carried the ball for 5 yards. Rashard Penny, not very good. I haven't been too impressed with him. Receiving-wise, Junior Generals, 5 catches, 70 yards. Callaway, 4 catches, 63 yards. He's still looking for his first NFL touchdown. Simi Fehoko, 2 catches, 42 yards. McCaffrey, 4 for 41. And Schultz, 1 of 16. Now, we'll go through the blocking real quick. Theo Hayes allows another 2 sacks. Andre James 1, and Ver Tucker does allow 1. But our left tackle didn't allow any in this game, so better than the first game. Now, on defense, there's something I definitely want to take a look at. Bobby Okereke and Jabari Lowell led us in tackles. Tackles for a loss, 3 for Spencer Wallace. To complete his training camp standout thing, he needed to get 3+ sacks/tackles for a loss in this game to get his final boost, which he did. So he got another 10,000 points, which was another 2 upgrades. We've put 4 upgrades into his power rush in the last 2 weeks. So he's looking really good, and part of his last and final upgrade, or perk from completing that standout, was he is now a superstar dev, which gives us, I believe, our only dev guy on our defensive line that we know at this point. So huge start for Spencer Wallace. He's already an 81 overall with the coaching boost, surpassing the highest overall that we ever had with Solomon Thomas. So that trade for that draft pick already paying off. Besides him, Bobby Okereke also had a tackle for a loss, and Quincy Shepard, who got the start, got a tackle for a loss, and he also is a hidden dev guy. Now, there was one guy I want to highlight. Rodarius Carrington was back come this game. In his first NFL game, he had 5 tackles, which is not bad at all, and did allow a few catches, but he did also get a deflection, so really good from him. He did not force any fumbles, though, but still, for his first NFL game, really good for him. Really hope that he also stands out when we get out there and watch. We did not have a legit sack this game, unfortunately. And interceptions, we did have one by Hufanga, who has always, but since we got him last year, has played well above what his overall looks like. And kicking, 3 for 3 on extra points, and 1 for 1 by Jake Bailey. The only thing that didn't go well in this game was the fact that we lost by 1 possession, but still had a really good game. We lost by 6, 30-24. But consistently, we're putting up 22+ points a game, which again, I don't think we've done before. And then in the Texans game, we won 28-23. So it was a close game, but we won the close game, which normally we haven't been doing. In this game, it looks like a better start here for Northrop. Had 2 touchdowns, did throw 1 interception, 261 yards. And I believe the goal was 3 passing touchdowns. So it doesn't look like we got that on this one. Completion percentage is a bit low with 53, but he did throw the ball 41 times. And we were trying to attack deep in this game, so we'll see if that happened. McCaffrey, over 100 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Really nice to see. And then no one else was allowed to run the ball. Receiving-wise, Junior Generals, 11 catches, 141 yards for a touchdown. McCaffrey, 71 yards, 6 catches. Fehoko, 38 on 3. Callaway gets his first NFL touchdown. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it, but he gets in his 1 catch, 6 yards to the house. And then somehow Devlin gets out there as well, and he gets a catch. In terms of long, we had a 29 and a 24. So I wouldn't necessarily say that that's throwing it deep, but at least it's not check down after check down. So some progress there. In blocking-wise, not a single sack given up, which is good. I was worried we were going to have to make another trade early in this season to possibly pick up a new tackle. In this game, we were led in tackles, though, by Jabari Lowell, and then followed up by Justin Reed, who played really good in that first game. Tackles for a loss, we had 1 from Harrison Phillips, And then in terms of sacks, 3.5 for Spencer Wallace. This guy is insane. Such a good draft pick. And Quincy Shepard gets 1 as well. Bobby Okereke gets half 1. And I do see an interception for Jabari Lowell, or Lowari, I guess is what I said before. And Tack McKinley gets a pick as well. So big plays looking like our defense is making this year. And then forced fumbles, none in this game. Kicking 4 for 4 on extra points. And we did not attempt a field goal, and we won. Way to go, Jake Bailey. So really looking good so far. I think now we need to jump into this Chiefs game and watch a bit of the second half. We already watched a full game today, so we won't watch another full game. But we'll watch bits and pieces of this Chiefs game. And we are going to jump in here to start the game, kind of see how things go throughout the first quarter, and then see how much of it we watch past that. But huge game. Chiefs, they're a team we have yet to beat in this series. Conklin, one of their really good tight ends, really good receiving options. He's coming off 10 catches, 115 yards in the last week, so we'll need to keep an eye out on him. They also have McLaurin, that's his name, Zeke in the backfield, and a few other really good guys. Teddy B at quarterback has completed his first 2 passes, get the first down there, to Rashard Bateman, who's a pretty good young receiver as well. So a Chiefs team we really need to beat. We are starting off the best we've ever done so far this season, getting a tackle in the backfield. And hopefully, with that strong momentum we have right now, we'll carry that on in to this game and hopefully get a victory, one that we are desperately wanting. Bad pass from Teddy B and a quick tackle there by Lewis Marshall. I still don't know why he's getting out there all too often. He really shouldn't be. I'll need to check the depth chart to make sure nothing kind of got switched around, because we should definitely have Lowell as the starter. And great play from the D-line. Forces an errant pass from Teddy B, and we're going to get a stop here on our first defensive possession. And we'll be punting this one away. Rucker back to receive it at about the 15 and brought down right at the 15. They're actually going to be fairly generous and call it the 16. And Northrop has had a pretty decent start. We've seen the completion percentage drop a bit from the first game, but 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, not too bad for a rookie. We're going to want to see those touchdowns grow and keep the interceptions low. And for our first offensive possession, we'll be starting at the 16. See how well we could do here. We have 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 to the top. We're going to check down here to Schultz, who was just sitting in the middle. And that'll be a first down. Nope, just kidding. 2nd and inches. No home field advantage, I guess, for us. We're going to have 3 receivers up top. Schultz at the bottom. Fake the handoff. McCaffrey. Go down the middle. And intercepted again. Intended for Junior Generals. He was in triple coverage there. The ball got batted right to Bradbury. He's going to pick that one off. His 20th career interception, so congrats for him, but not a smart decision there from our quarterback. It was almost one-on-one. Had a couple guys trailing behind. Junior Generals just not able to get positioning, that's the word on it, and ends up getting batted straight to Bradbury. So definitely not the start we were wanting, but we'll see if our defense can make a play. They come out empty set, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Teddy B going to roll out, and he's going to find a wide open receiver. The cover guy left him to go cover nobody, and then they end up finding him, gain a 6. Could have been worse. Scotty Miller on the completion or reception. And on 2nd and 4, they'll have a tight-ish formation to the bottom here. Going to send their receiver, that's Miller, in motion. Fake the toss to him. Zeke spins by a couple of our guys, and Hufanga will get the tackle just before the first down. 3rd and 1 as they come out shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 to the top. Zeke in the backfield. Looks like we're going to bring a little bit of a blitz. That one's knocked free. Again, I don't know why we're seeing so much of Lewis Marshall out there. I checked, and he's not in any sort of starting spot. But they'll go for it here. 4th down. Zeke down the middle. There's Tresman Reed, and I believe that's a stop. We're showing Northrop, that's a stop. Just inches shy of the first down. Really good job from Tresman Reed. And we'll come right back out empty set. So even though we threw the pick, we're going to go right back to throwing it. Got a bunch to the top, 2 to the bottom. Christian McCaffrey complete to the outside to about 8 yards downfield. And then we'll change things up a little bit here. Bring out Bodden. Only 2 receivers to the bottom. Go McCaffrey down the middle. Get the first down. And then we'll send him off the field, I believe. He might be in at the one of the slots. But quick pass. Going to find our rookie Callaway. Who'll get close to the first down. Going to depend on the spot. And once again, they mark it 2nd and inches. Really not calling much in our favor. And on 2nd and inches, tight formation. 2 tight ends. McCaffrey lone in the backfield. Northrop under center. We're going to go for the stretch. And I was hoping he would cut up, but deciding that he didn't cut up was actually much better. So he gets down to the 40. Solid run. 2 rushes, 17 yards. Good way of starting out the day. Now we'll take the big guys off the field, mainly Bodden. Bring in Penny for McCaffrey. We're going to go for a pass to the outside. Schultz with a completion breaks 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down by number 22. Showing a variety of different formations today. Now have 2 tight to the top. 1 alone. That's Will Tobias is coming into the outside. He's going to get a nice block. McCaffrey not able to spring off of it. But nice to see Will Tobias out there. I was hoping he would get into the rotation as he is actually a superstar receiver. He just is only a 72, 73 overall. So good to see him out there as we now drop back to shotgun. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield. And that's who's getting the ball right down the middle. Going to be a gain of about 7-8 yards as Schultz gets tossed onto McCaffrey. Luckily, Madden doesn't have people get injured that way. Bring Bodden back out here on 2nd and short. We're going to go for a pass. Bodden, no. That's Callaway in the middle, down to about the 5. Could have sworn that's where our fullback went. I guess I got confused. As we'll now come out with 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Schultz also towards the bottom. Be a quick pass. No, not a quick pass. Pass to the outside. And luckily that one hit the turf. Junior Generals, I believe, the intended target, not able to hold on to it. As we'll switch here to a goal line set. Follow behind Bodden. No, hand off to Bodden, who's going to fight for it, but a nice tackle from number 11. I believe that might be Micah Parsons, perhaps. Not sure. End of the quarter, though, as we're down about, I think, 3rd and goal from the 2. 3rd and goal from the 1 as we start the 2nd quarter. Spread, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield. Handoff. McCaffrey. Touchdown. He just jumps off the back of number 96, Tuck. We're into the end zone, taking the lead here to start the 2nd quarter, 7-6 with a made PAT. And let's continue to watch at least this next drive here. If our defense gets the stop, we'll go into a little bit of a quicker sim. Pass play, Chiefs first down. They're going to chuck it deep. Wide open Zeke in the slot, and he's gone to the house. What did I jinxed us. I must have jinxed us. No one covered Zeke as he's going to go 75 yards, I believe, to the house. Going to tie this game up after 1 play. I don't want to make this video too long, so we will go to a bit of a quicker sim here for a bit. Not looking too good for us. Throw away, then sack. 17 yards, going to make it 4th and 2. We're going to punt that one away. We came close to getting the conversion, but not quite close enough. Then on defense, starting at about the 40, 30-yard Scotty Miller, to say 30-13. Carrington getting a pass knocked away. Then 18, Terry McLaurin down to about the 28. Zeke gets them inside the 20. Penalty on Quincy Shepard. Give him a free first down and touchdown, Zeke. And we will jump in here on offense, see if we could re-tie this game up. Tight formation. It is 2nd and 8. I went to skip to the next play, and apparently we had already kicked off, even though I definitely don't remember it. McCaffrey fights, gets close to the first down. They will get the stop, 3rd and 1. We'll come out spread, 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield. We will pass, quick pass. Almost completed to Junior Generals. That could have been a really big play if he was able to hold on to that and then squeak by the corner, but not able to hold on to it. We'll punt this one away, and hopefully our defense can get a stop. Really good punt from Jake Bailey, knocking them all the way down to the 16. And we'll go to a bit of a quicker sim here. Pass thrown away by Teddy B, then dropped by Conklin. 3rd and 10, sacked Tresman Reed. Nice stop from our defense, and they'll punt this one to us. And hopefully our offense can get some points on the board before half. So let's see if they could do that. Starting at the 31, empty set, 4 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. McCaffrey is either all the way at the bottom or in the slot as we go for Callaway. So he was at the bottom of the screen. Callaway at the top will get the catch, 5 yards. Change up formation slightly here. 3 up top, 1 to the bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield. Go for another pass. Into the slot. Going to get the completion. Simife Hoko and Leonard Williams for the Chiefs down on the ground after the play. Looking like something's bothering his arm, shoulder area. Luckily for the Chiefs, though, he's able to get up and walk over to the sideline. He's not heading to the locker room, so some good news for them. Not too sure if that's good news for us. Going to send Bodden in motion. McCaffrey to the bottom. Not able to get a block there on Zach Collins. Be quickly brought down, loss of 1. And now just inside 3 minutes before half here. We'll come out with 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Going to send McCaffrey out of the backfield. Going to need to throw this one away. We do not. Chase Young gets the sack. 3rd and 24 coming up. And I could have sworn that our quarterback had the ideal sense of pressure trait, but doesn't seem to be so here. As we're going to check down McCaffrey. Spins off of a tackler, but nowhere close to the first down. 4th and 11. We'll be punting this one away once we get inside 2 minutes. And once again, Jake Bailey and our punt squad putting in work, downing them at the 13 for them to start inside the 2-minute warning. They're going to go for a pass to the outside, almost jumped by Lowell. Ends up actually getting a completion to Scotty Miller for a first down, but could have easily went either way. As now it looks like we're going to only rush 3. Really hate that. Wish we never rushed 3. I definitely never rush 3 when I'm choosing the plays. They'll get a completion to the outside to Zeke for a gain of 6. Now with about a minute remaining, they still have all 3 timeouts. As they'll continue to pass the ball here. Teddy B trying to roll around. That's going to be a sack. Harrison Phillips going to get back there and get one on the day. Don't believe he has too many this year, but we'll take it as they call their first timeout. 3rd and 14. Not sure why they called the timeout, but we'll take their timeout. And they're going to hand the ball off. Zeke down the middle. Bobby Okereke there to get the tackle. And can we call our timeout? Good job, Madden. Way to not be too broken. And they'll punt this one away. We should have fairly decent field position unless they have a kicker similar or punter similar to ours. If they boom it pretty far, we don't get the block on one guy, but a nice broken tackle from Rucker. And we'll start at the 35, 47 seconds, 2 timeouts. Still looking to tie the game up. We have some time, not a whole lot of time. 4 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. We're going to go for a pass across the middle. That's Callaway, spins by 1, gets close to the first down, as we'll call our second timeout. And from the 45, they do give us the first. We'll stay out in an empty set. And that's a quick rush. That's going to be another sack. And that will just about wrap up our chances here before half, unless we could get a huge play after this timeout. And on 2nd and 23, Chase Young in the zone at the bottom of the line. We're dropping back. He's free. We're going to toss this one out. Completion, Simife Hoko will get out of bounds, but not a whole lot of yardage there. 3rd and 13. But we do at least take Chase Young out of the zone on that play. 13 seconds left. No timeouts for us. Quick pass down the middle. Big hit. And that is just about it for this first half. I think the clock will go ahead and run through, and we'll head on into half. And as we head on into halftime, we'll take a quick look at the board, see what the stats look like, take a look around the league as well, then get into a little bit of some quicker sim to start the third quarter. We're doing a good job stopping their run, but they're passing pretty well on us, and it's just a simple mistake from us is what's costing us. If we look around the league, anything? Nope, this is primetime Thursday. That is right. I forgot. So not really any other games to see around the league right now. So let's jump into some quicker sim here. And losing 3 on first down is not what I want to see. Then pass knocked away, 3rd and 13. Only 7 yards. Shakrisha McCaffrey will be a punt on our first drive. But again, a really good punt for our team here. And I feel like we need to jump in on defense. Haven't seen them too much. So let's see if we could possibly get a safety to start the second half here. First possession for the Chiefs will start at the 6. They'll go down the middle. Zeke will get a quick stop We were in there with Carrington and Phillips, so our rookie middle linebacker helping make some plays here today. They'll come out with a tight form. Zeke still in the backfield. Looks like they have one tight end. Few receivers out there. They'll go to the outside. Scotty Miller just able to edge past the well, and that might be a first. Indeed, they give it to him. And on 1st and 10 here. Same, pretty sure same formation. Go Zeke down the middle. We have plenty of guys there, but Zeke just powers through. Tack McKinley finally gets him down after a gain of 8. And now they'll go empty set. I feel like the last time they did this, they found Zeke down the middle for a touchdown, 75-ish yards. And that's not where they go here, but they're going to get a huge completion. Rashard Bateman down to about the 43. I wasn't sure what side of the field we were on. 31-yard gain for Bateman. Now they'll switch it up a little bit, bring out 2 tight ends, 2 receivers up top, Zeke lone in the backfield. And they'll fake the handoff, roll out with Teddy B, and they're going to go for one of their tight ends who's not going to get away from Tack. He will get the tackle pretty quickly, but after a gain of 3. And go back to that tight formation. It seems to be a popular formation for them this year. Quick pass right in the slot. No one there. Easy completion to McLaurin down to the 26. Our defense needs to make a play here because right now it's looking like we're about to go down by 2 possessions. Teddy B dropping back, setting up the screen. We have no one up top. Bobby Okariki's running over as quickly as he can. Will get the tackle. A flag is down. Hopefully this will back them up. Or not. Or not. That's going to be on Spencer Wallace, and we'll give them even more yards down to the 5. So really didn't help us there whatsoever. 1st and goal. Toss it to Conklin. That's a tight end jet sweep that'll actually gain a yard rather than losing 5. I feel like it was what normally happens. On 2nd and goal. They'll be in like a shotgun goal line formation kind of here. Quick pass. No one covered the tight ends. Not a single person over there. I'm assuming we brought a heavy blitz. And we're going to drop 2 possessions here halfway through the 3rd. And with us being down 2 possessions here, we'll jump into a little bit of some quicker sim. Should be a first down there from McCaffrey. No, 3rd and 1. He at least gets it on 3rd down. As we'll continue marching with McCaffrey, running a lot, even though we're down 2 possessions. So I would like to get a chunk play here. Vera Tucker, probably a holding penalty there. Junior General, though, get 19 following 2nd and 1. 14 to Felton, I'll take it. 1st and 10, Penny comes in, 5 yards. An incomplete pass, 3rd and 5. 8 yards, Simi Fehoko. Nice to keep it rolling here. Then Penny gets another 5. I really hope McCaffrey didn't get injured. Junior General's down to basically the 1 yard line, and Felton in. We'll bring the game back a little bit closer, and I'm really hoping McCaffrey's not injured. I didn't see an injury thing, but you never quite know. And I did quickly check the injury report. McCaffrey not on it, so just low stamina. 9 yards, 8 yards. Zeke running the ball pretty strong here. Penalty on Carmen will back them up. 1st and 15, sack. Spencer Wallace. Keep that going. Pass thrown away. 3rd and long, only 12 yards. I'll take it. Punt it away, and hopefully our offense can get back into the end zone to tie this game up. Starting from the 18, we'll go empty set. Bunch down to the bottom, 2 up top. Let's see what we can do here on this drive. Quick pass to the outside. Junior Generals gets the catch, breaks the tackle, not able to get away from Zach Collins. Brought down, but after a solid gain. Only his 3rd reception. I could have sworn I've seen more than that. He has dropped a few this game, or / had them broken up. Going to stay on the empty set. 3 up top, 2 to the bottom. Going to go for another pass here. Nope. Sack, fumble. Not what we needed. And with them being so close, we'll just quick sim. Pass thrown away, 5 yards, 3rd and 5. Can we get the stop? Yes, we can. Force the field goal, and they lose yards, actually. So we're going to take back over on offense. They went for the kill shot, and instead, we still have a chance to tie this game up. Just under 5 minutes remaining, 21-14 in favor of the Chiefs. We're going to drop back. Keep dropping back. You got to throw it at some point. Or not. Or not. We're going to lose another 5 yards. Now 2nd and 15. Looks like they might only be bringing 3 rushers. If they do, we need to hit something downfield. They do bring a blitz. We are going to hit Callaway for a decent chunk. Going to bring up 3rd and inches because we can never get the call from the refs, even though that ball is clearly past the line to gain. Come out strong set. 3 tight ends up top. Hard count. Hand the ball off. McCaffrey down the middle will get just enough and maybe just a little bit more. Quick tackle there from Shaq Griffin, though, who I believe forced the fumble the last drive. 1st and 10. Go for another pass here. Going to set up the screen to Felton. He's going to get outside and out of bounds. We'll stop the clock. 3 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. 2nd and 3. We'll now come out 2 tight ends to the bottom. 2 receivers up top. Looks like one of them might be Will Tobias. McCaffrey down the middle will power through a guy, and that might be either holding or face mask. I'll take the free 15. It's going to be called on Matthew Ioannidis, and we'll take it. And now into the tight formation. Will Tobias still out there at the bottom of the screen. And we're going to go McCaffrey to the top. Tried to split the defenders, didn't quite bank it through, but still a solid gain. Now under 3 minutes remain. Bring out the fullback. Bring out Penny. And I'm assuming a dive down the middle. No, going to stretch it to the outside. Chase Young, he's a problem. That right tackle spot is struggling. 3rd and 4. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. McCaffrey in the backfield. We will go for a pass. McCaffrey gets it. Fights for it. I don't think we have it, and we're about at the 2-minute warning. They're going to call 4th and inches. And there is the 2-minute warning. I really hope our offensive coordinator is going to go for it. And we are 4th and inches, 4th and game. 2 minutes remain. We're in the goal line. McCaffrey in the backfield. We have great blocking up front. We'll get the first down and an extra 5-6 yards. We'll take it, chew this clock, leave them no time. Let's tie it up and head into overtime. You got to get rid of it. And I'm not sure if that was a sack, fumble. A flag also is coming out. You can't hold and give up a sack on the same play. You can't do it. If you're going to hold, make it reasonable. Yank the guy down. Don't let him touch your quarterback. 2nd and 20. It looks like they went ahead and declined the penalty, took the loss of yardage, and we're going to find Simi Fehoko. Huge play over on the sideline will keep our drive alive as we go into an empty set. Be smart here, Northrop. We do not need a turnover. Good blocking. Going to find our open receiver. Callaway will catch it and immediately fall down. Clock going to continue running. Only a gain of 1. Going to drop back again. Empty set. Rush incoming. You got to get rid of it. You can't hold on to it. That's a rookie mistake. We need to call a timeout. We're not calling timeouts. We have 3 of them. You need to use them. 3rd and 20. We're going to throw a pick. And that will be game. Interception seals it. Jesse Bates, the 3rd, gets the pick. We all saw what it looked like. We were going to get a wide open Callaway. But Jesse Bates comes flying over, gets the pick. Callaway was breaking over the top of his corner, Bradbury. But Northrop did not see the safety. And that pick will end it. It'll most likely just kneel out the remainder of this clock, as we only have a few 2 timeouts, I think, remaining. And now, the kneel should go ahead and end this game. We have still yet to beat the Chiefs, but we came closer than ever right there. And I think we need to address the tackle spot. And to end this video, we will be trying to make one last trade. We have 2 options. Colton Miller from the Bucks, who is a really good guy, 87 overall, star dev. He has kind of mid-80s in terms of run block, pass block, but has a 90 in pass block power, so pretty good. But there's one other guy who we could potentially trade for. And that other guy is someone you might have heard of, Tyrone Smith. He's from USC. He's obviously a really good lineman. I mean, look at all the 90s or even upper 80s. Now, he is 33 years old. He could potentially retire after this year. So maybe the Ravens would be like, okay, we want to get younger, but it would obviously cost a little bit more to potentially pick up a guy like Tyron Smith. And I was just playing around because I didn't think it would work. I was just seeing how much they would be interested in it. And we traded our next year's round one, so not like this upcoming draft, but the year after that we won't be able to use. We're trading that pick, the first round pick, which they're assuming will be the number 1 overall. And they just took that straight up. So we have a new tackle. So Tyron Smith is coming in at a 92 overall at left tackle is where he's currently listed at. Now, if we take a look at our tackles, we need to find out which one's the worst, because that person's going to get benched. I'm not sure which one is necessarily better or worse. And one thing we could possibly even do is also try to pick up the other tackle. I mean, this is a challenge of California-only players. It's not necessarily realistic, and this will get it done. We'll bring in Miller. We're giving up a bit, which I feel like will help kind of balance out also getting the other tackle. We're going to give up 2 second-round picks, one this draft and then one from the draft that we won't be able to use, as well as Brian. So they'll still have a starter for their left tackle position, and we'll just be bringing in someone who's much better. And just like that, we have some major upgrades happening to our offensive line. Right now, it has James -6, so we potentially might need to start Dolman in the next game. I don't know if it just has him down that much because of the minuses that's happening because we didn't play too well in that last game up front. Could possibly be what's happening. And if that's the case, Dolman could definitely get the start, who's a 68 currently and not receiving any of the minuses. Granted, some of his ratings aren't very good, so we'll play around with that. We also have Herbig, who could possibly move over to center if we need to. If we take a look at his ratings, some better, some worse, so kind of iffy. And then I don't believe it would be very realistic to move a guy like Walker Little over to center, although he's technically, I would think, the highest overall of everyone. So we could potentially look at doing that. I just don't believe he ever played center in real life, so I don't believe that would be something that could necessarily happen. If anything, we could possibly move DeCastro into center and then move Walker Little to guard, which is always a possibility, and I will test that out a little bit off camera in between the episodes. So big boost to our offensive line, which are definitely going to help our overall. But now we do need to make a cut to someone on the roster. And obviously we have a lot of corners, and a lot of them aren't going to see the field that much. So we do need to make a cut, and I think the one that would make the most sense would be Fabian Monroe. We would save some money, or Moreau, I think it said Monroe. Fabian Monroe, he's no longer a starter, and he's not going to see the field that much. He's going to continue to regress every year. I think it would be the smartest option to cut him, and that will get us down to the correct roster size. So we are now down to 53, and we could continue going. I'll take a look at those, making the adjustments up front in between episodes to see if that will work, but to see if it does work and to see if we can continue what is already our best season so far, starting 2-2. We're second in the AFC West. You're going to need to stick around. So make sure you're hitting that subscription button if you're not already subscribed, and tick that bell notification to be notified of when these videos go up. This series posted every Saturday. Vikings franchise posted every Monday and Thursday. So if you haven't checked that one out, I suggest you do as well. But until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.